And we are live. Welcome to Rijooviness TV.
Hello everyone, great to see you. It's been a while. We have taken a little bit of time out from Rijooviness TV over the last couple of months as we moved countries, as we do, and we've been very, very busy with our detox retreats and working with our clients all over the world. So it has been a little bit of time since we last saw you. So welcome back to Rijooviness TV, and today we are here to really inspire you as to what is possible in a very short space of time. Now, I'm sure that many of you have experienced over the last few weeks, few months, or maybe over the last year, huge changes in your health. Now, for many people, that's been a very positive change, and the difference from actually working from home and not having to commute and being able to be surrounded by family has been fantastic, and you feel the best that you have felt in a long time. For other people, it's been a little bit different, and I guess we probably attracted those people who needed a bit of help. And
we've been attracting all kinds of people, having all kinds of fun, all kinds of growth for everybody. It's a time of change in the world right now, and that's why community and bringing people together has been so powerful, so that we don't have to go through all these different changes and growth alone.
So we have really been supporting lots of people all over the world to really feel fantastic, emotionally, physically, and connected with, as Reg says, the community around you and what's possible. And what we wanted to do today is give you some kind of insight to what people have been doing over the last few months, and certainly how we've been working with people, and also really to inspire you that there is so much out there that can help you feel amazing. And we really wanted to focus in on detox today and talk about really cleansing and what that means. And Reg is going to share with us his sort of 10 keys of how to really detox your health and your wellness.
Yeah, one of these detoxes that we are working with right now is, as you can see on the screen, it's a custom designed detox program to specifically work with the world that you yourself are living in. Now, that doesn't always mean the world that everybody else is living in, because oftentimes the movie that you've got running in your mind is quite different than those around you. And you may find that when you feel that people just don't understand you, well, it's because they're not in your movie. And when you're talking detoxes and exercise programs and fitness programs and all these different programs that are out there, and you wonder why they don't work for you, well, it's usually because they're the wrong one for the movie that you have running or the lifestyle that you're living. So our detox programs are not about this is what we've created and this is what you now have to figure out how to fit into your life. Rather, it's completely the opposite. With the guidance and direction that Sue and I do with our clients and with individuals that reach out for support, is we guide you in the 10 keys, as Sue had mentioned, and guide you to the awareness of the choices that you're making, the beliefs that you have, the environments that you're living in, the foods that you're fueling your body with and how they affect you mentally, emotionally, and physically. All these different choices, all these different beliefs, all these different ways of living all come down to one key thing, and that is you. You're the key thing. So developing a program specifically for you and your uniqueness is what's going to make sure and ensure that it actually works for you. And that's what our programs are all about. So when we look at this detox program, and how you are going to gain physical and emotional endurance and shed unwanted body excess and eliminate inflammation from your body and possibly change body shape, clear your mind, clear your environments, eliminate chronic issues, all these different things that we keep hearing are possible in detoxes, but so many people feel negative about them. You know, we see negative comments on social media about, oh, how detoxes are, they never work, and it's the same thing for everybody, and they're all this and they're all that. Well, yeah, that's right. And that's why a lot of detoxes don't work. And that's the same with a lot of fitness programs, they don't work, or a lot of other type of health improvement or life improvement programs that don't work. It's not that the program itself doesn't work, but it's not working for the individual. So again, coming back to the same thing, making it for you. And that's what working with a mentor and a coach is all about. And that's what really makes a difference for you, is to find out what works for you. And that's what our programs are all about, right?
They are. So we look at all areas of your life, and that's really important. And for a lot of people, it is about, as Reg said, the awareness. And we also have tools in our armory that will really help you. We're going to share some of those with you today. But, you know, we'll just share with you a couple of before and afters so that you can kind of see the transformation in a very short space of time. And we'll give you sort of, you know, this is a lady that we've worked with, that you can see a massive transformation. Literally, that was 4 months. And she lost, you know, a ton of weight. Equally, for those of you that are sitting there, maybe you're pregnant right now, and you're maybe feeling, how am I going to get my body back? You know, taking the right nutrition and certainly not starving yourself, but actually allowing your body to have the right nutrients. Those nutrient profiles will ensure that you have very healthy skin, that you are able to create really strong toned muscle, that you feel amazing. And it doesn't.
There's a lady with some strong muscle.
Exactly. And you know, this is about density. So actually that lady doesn't weigh very much different. She's about 28 pounds different, but it's the muscle, it's the strength, it's the tone. She's actually 48 in the first picture, and she's 52 in the second picture, where you see her look really strong and toned. Age has nothing to do with it. If we give our body the right ingredients, just like a car, then it will work. This was a phenomenal transformation that we had with a lady who had been very overweight for a really long time, suffering from depression, anxiety, suffering from lack of self-worth, hiding in her bedroom, very, very fragile, not in a relationship, and really not surrounding herself with great choices. You know, we tend to ask people to be really candid, and when we work with you on a one-to-one basis, from your home to ours, a lot of our work is done online. We do ask you to take the camera to the fridge. We do ask you to take your camera to the environment to see what's going on around you. And it's a direct reflection of really what is going on within your mind too. So, you know, we're very much about, when people say going on a detox, they automatically think about what they can't have, and that it's about depriving the body. And we work very differently. We're supporting the body. We're giving the body exactly what it needs. And a lot of the time that can be rest. You know, a lot of people, if your cortisol levels are very high, we have an amazing product called Ionix, which I think we have a picture of. Ionix Supreme is a product I love because it reduces the cortisol in the blood. And it is impossible to be at a healthy weight and to feel really relaxed and supported if you have too much cortisol in the blood, because it's that affects your adrenal glands. And our adrenal glands are there for fight and flight. They are there because they are trying to protect us if we are running away from a dinosaur. But if you are chronically cranking them up all of the time, you get chronic fatigue, you get exhausted, and you also find yourself very anxious, very tired all the time. And again, that tends to be a symptom that people say to us all the time: I'm just exhausted, I'm so tired, and I'm really not doing very much. And again, that's stress, that's cortisol. And that cortisol, when it's released from the adrenals, if you think about those adrenals sitting on the tops of the kidneys, then that's literally in the midsection of your tummy. So if you're carrying a lot of weight, and I think we probably got a picture of somebody who's carrying a lot of weight.
Yeah, I was looking at this one because when you're talking about stress and environment, also the people that we have around us, sometimes the wrong people around us will add to that stress and actually add to the lifestyle that we're living in our own heads and the stress that we're living. But other people, like you see this amazing couple here that actually worked together and, you know, had a goal.
They did.
They had a dream, and they achieved that together. And when you're working with somebody, that can make things so much easier. And that doesn't have to be a partner. That could be a friend that you reach out to that maybe has the same goal to you, or anybody in the communities that you're able to be in. You know, find somebody that you can partner up and do things with, and it makes it so much better.
So we really want to make sure that the constitution of your body is really, really healthy. And, you know, that is also men as well. And it's really difficult to pack on lean muscle mass if you've got a lot of toxins in your body, because that fat is there for a reason. Fat is there to protect you, to protect your vital organs. It's there to really to support you so that you don't get very toxic. This is a great picture of a friend of mine, Clark Gibson, who's actually a fireman, and he did a detox program with me about a couple of years ago now. And he's a dad. He felt himself sort of 34, 35, really not being as fit as he should do, when actually his job is to save people's lives in some circumstances. So he took it upon himself to get really, really clear with his goals for his fitness, for his health, and his choices at home. And again, he involved his whole family in this, and he ended up competing and coming third in a national competition in the UK for this transformation that you can see in his body. I mean, I think that's phenomenal.
Awesome, incredible.
And,
Here's another one.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of guys, again, you know, they're working out really hard in the gym. They are trying to create that six-pack. But again, if you've got cortisol in your blood, and if your adrenaline levels are too high, you're not taking in the right phytonutrients and micronutrients, you're not taking in the right proteins and fats, then your body can't fuel correctly. So you'll make the wrong type of tissue, you'll make the wrong type of product. And we've got a little picture, just that one there. And this is one of the products that I use a lot, and it's called Ionic Supreme. It's a range that I love, which is called Isogenics. I've worked with it for about 4 years now. And this actually is an adaptogen disruptor. So what it does is that it changes what's going on with your body. It calms you down, it de-stresses you, and it's all natural ingredients that come from the source, where if you wanted to gather them from all over the world, you literally would be on an aeroplane trying to get all these adaptogenic herbs, which in their natural environment adapt to the environment that they're actually growing in. So fantastic science, you know, and that's what's so important, is to surround yourself with great science, with great ingredients. And we are going to be sharing with you a story today and interviewing a lady called Lyssa Truman, who has actually got her own story to share with us, so that you can see how you can really change your life, change your health, and really improve your well-being very, very quickly by using some raw ingredients, some really great choices, and some products. And these are the products that she's been using, which again, we love, love, love. We're absolutely fans of CBD. And this range that we work with is called Max for Life. It's an incredible organic blend of CBD. The extraction process is very important because they use a very clean extraction process, which is critical CO2 extraction, which means that there's no chemical toxins and residue in the product. And that's very important. Whenever you're choosing anything that's going to go on your skin, in your body, in your environment, it needs to be very clean, because that's going to be absorbed by you on some level. So CBD can be really, really powerful, again, to calm you down, to de-stress you. And again, it's working with the whole body, what is called the cannabinoid system, so that it's affecting your hormone levels. And again, that's what we've just been discussing. Change those cortisol levels in your blood, and then what happens is that you get a reduction of inflammation. You get soothing, anti-inflammatory effects. And when you're not in fight and flight and not really stressed, then that really can help you.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we brought up this picture. If you look at Irene in the top center of this here, for 30 years she was dealing with autoimmune issues and inflammation in the body. And within 4 months, she could get a dramatic change of dealing with and living with, all the way through to now living a very different lifestyle, very clean and clear of the issues and the ailments and also the medications and things that she was taking. Now, just to be clear, we don't tell anybody to stop taking anything. We work with your doctor and we work with our own doctors as well to make sure that everything we're doing works perfectly for the individuals that we're working with, and to make sure that everybody's safe, because that's absolutely your first thing. It's another comments that we hear all the time when people hear about detoxing and water fasting and how dangerous it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is dangerous. And that's why when you're doing things for your health, you don't just jump in because it's the latest fad thing that's going on and you saw somebody talking about it on social media. Don't do that, because that can cause all kinds of chaos and problems within your system. So anything that you're going to do as far as detoxing, cleansing, or fasting, talk to somebody about it. Sue and I would love to step you through it, but if you don't want to work with us, there's all kinds of different options and opportunities you can look at to make sure that you're doing it right.
So I think it's really a good opportunity.
This is a great time to bring in
Lyssa
the magnificent Lyssa. And before we do that, I just wanted to show a couple of pictures that we have of her. I know I have them right here.
So while you're trying to find them, Lyssa has got an amazing, powerful story. And if anyone out there is suffering from menopausal symptoms, that middle-age spread, I think you can see there that Lyssa is a fitness instructor. She really wants to feel really healthy and super empowered by, her body, how she's feeling, and support other people. But unfortunately, menopause was getting in the way, and we are delighted that she is sharing her journey with all of us today. And
we just wanted to bring attention to one thing. I know when generally when you look at a picture like this, it's embarrassing for the person that it's a picture of, but more to kind of take your mind to a little bit different perception. If you look at only her face, maybe if you have to cover up the screen so you can only see Lyssa's face here, you can see that she's not a big girl in her face. She doesn't look like an obese or a fat person or somebody who's carrying a lot of extra weight. And if you could just start to kind of look down her body and you go right to that midsection, kind of where her pants and her shirt are together there, that's exactly what Sue is talking about. That's not a lot of fat that her body is hanging on to. It's actually a lot of inflammation, and it's in that protection area. So if you think about wanting to do a diet to lose fat, the chances of eliminating that area are pretty slim. And you probably know a lot of people, if not even yourself, who have gone on diets and you just can't seem to lose that area. And that's one of the things that Lyssa is going to talk with us about today, is she's a fitness instructor and she knows how to eat and she knows how to move and she knows how to be active and do all these things. So why is her body hanging on to that type of thing? And that's exactly what we're going to get into in today's show. So let's bring on Lyssa!
Hey! I was like that a minute ago when that photo come up. I look so miserable.
My darling, you are beautiful in your essence for who you are, but I think for you, you just wanted to feel healthier and have more energy to start with. So, where are you speaking to us from? Let's start there. Where are you?
I'm on the Isle of Wight, sunny Sandown on the Isle of Wight.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, right by the beach, 5 minutes from the beach, which is
and
great.
Are you there with your family at the moment? I know they're
I've actually kicked them out because they'll be talking in the background and it's like, oh, come on, this is Truman time.
Excellent. Well, you've become a megastar over the last couple of weeks as you've been sharing your story online very successfully with so many of us and how it's been going for you. Just share with everyone, first of all, what was going on. We've shared with everyone that, you are a fitness instructor. You're also a mum, yes?
Yep.
And what was really going on? What was going on with life generally?
I've always been a happy person anyway. I really have, and been quite a positive person, and I've always been a large girl. Literally since I was born, I've always had weight on me. And I've been a fitness instructor for 30 years. Never kind of let that get me down because I've always had busy classes, always have a laugh with my customers. And it kind of, in my classes, I've got the bigger person there, the smaller person there, but I can twerk harder than any of them. Do you know what I mean? So it keeps them comfortable in that class. And but I've always had a weight issue, especially in my backside and my legs, always. And I think throughout my youth, it's just stopped me doing so many things, which is, you know, it's a sad thing really. But, you know, now I've just found over the years, really, things have got worse. I think I've got away with it in my 30s and my 40s, but as soon as I started hitting towards my 50s, then it started to become quite a bit of an issue.
And I was going. And do you think that's because you hit the menopause? Do you think that there was a big shift, or what was it?
Yes, menopause definitely made it worse. COVID made it worse, because I've always been the kind of person, I've lost a few stone, put on a few stone. It's always been back and forth, which is just, you can't keep going on like that. You really can't. And it was a few years back, I started having really bad pains in my joints, which stopped me doing one of my classes that I love. I teach Zumba, and it was causing a real issue with that. So I paid for a private consultation to get my knees checked. And when he put the x-ray up, he said, you've got severe arthritis in both knees. He said, I can't do anything for you. He said, all you can do is lose some weight. He said, but apart from that, I can't do anything. So he gave me a cortisone injection, which was fine for a little while. So that was that. But then I started going through perimenopause. So I started to gather more weight around my waist, around my stomach, but also I was getting the brain fog and all the things that come with it. And then as soon as we got locked down, I hit full-blown menopause. So during lockdown, which was 15 months, I put on probably 2.5 stone.
Which, you know, for your already problematic issues with being diagnosed with any condition where inflammation is involved, in your case, you know, it was arthritis, then it's very much that the last thing you needed was to have more weight. But you know, you now got to the point, obviously here we are, and things are a little bit different than they were. And what did you do? What did you change?
Right, well, the first thing I changed, well, if I step back just a tiny little bit. So menopause got really bad. I was getting all the creepers through the skin, which is a horrible feeling if anybody gets that. It's just the weirdest thing. And with that, the brain fog, all the sweats were coming on. I wasn't a very nice person sometimes, my partner.
Mood swings, yeah.
So I ended up going to, and I don't take any medication. I don't like taking medication at all. But I went to see the doctor, and the doctor decided to put me on HRT, which I didn't really want to go on, but I took it because I was getting pretty desperate by this stage. So I got some patches. First week, it was like, oh, it's starting to change a bit. I can sleep a bit better. The creepers are starting to go. Didn't get rid of all the symptoms, but then I was coming up in massive welts on my body where all these patches were, which were literally going through my skin. It was like horse flies where you get bitten. I thought, I just can't take that anymore. I'm going to be in trouble. So I stopped taking that, and then all the symptoms started coming back. But then I found you lovely people, and I started my detox plan. So literally, I've been doing it 18 days now, and every single symptom of the menopause has gone. I don't get any symptoms at all.
Wow, amazing.
And this literally happened probably in the first week. I noticed I was going through the week quite easily. I was thinking, I haven't had that creepy feeling. I haven't had those hot sweats or anything, like nothing. Not a symptom at all. But also one other thing that's disappeared, and this has been literally a couple of years I've been having trouble with this, and I know it's a weight issue as well. Carpal tunnel. I got it through pregnancy, and then it stopped once I had my son. But then over lockdown, it came back with a vengeance. I had it a few years ago, creeping back in as weight started piling on. But through lockdown, it got really bad, to the point of it would happen about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'll be like, trying not to wake my partner up. I'm trying to support my arm, trying to keep it upright to try and keep the channel free. And then I'll be hitting my arm, trying to get the circulation going. It was so painful, I can't tell you. But that's all gone. That's completely disappeared.
Amazing. So you're sleeping better, we're assuming?
Yep, I'm sleeping better. But the exciting thing is, in 18 days, I've lost 18 pounds.
Which is fantastic.
Awesome.
So it's 18 pounds lighter on my feet. So my feet don't hurt as much. My joints don't hurt as much. And they seem to be getting looser as well. Where
Yes,
normally I go up the stairs, don't tell anybody, obviously, people are going to hear this now, but I was going up the stairs one at a time, like an old lady.
Incredible.
And going,
So besides actual weight on the scale, what about the way your body actually feels? So on that first picture, right, as we were introducing you, you could see that there was a lot of inflammation, a lot of swelling. You know, you look like a big girl, but it's more, you know, it's not a fat. It's more of a swelling. It's a puffiness, like a big water balloon kind of a thing. What's happening with that?
it's going down. So I've lost quite a lot. I haven't taken my inches yesterday, but the first week I lost, I think it was 3 inches from my chest, like two, I think it's 2.5 from my waist, 2.5 from my hips, 1.5 from my thighs. And it's like my face has all gone down. My partner said, your chin's gone. So I started to get this flipping chin coming. And it was like, I've never had that before.
Actually,
And
I'd say the opposite. I can see your chin better now.
okay, look.
Your chin is there.
I know. So, and just the colour in my face is better. People are noticing. I've been going out like power walking every morning, which I was doing before in the past, but I just got the consistency stopped, and it ended up I'll go out early in the morning, just take a cup of tea and go and sit on the beach and watch the sun rise rather than power walking it.
Yes.
But now it's kind of, I've got into that habit again of getting up every morning and doing that. I'm drinking, so I wasn't drinking much water before. I was drinking loads of coffee. I love coffee, but I've not had any for 18 days and I've been absolutely fine. I'm drinking 5 litres of water a day, peeing a lot.
It's interesting when you say how much water you're drinking, because for a lot of people they get quite shocked, and we build you up to drinking that amount of water simply because of the process that we're taking you through. So if somebody does a 7-day detox program with us, then it's very much about creating in that 7 days awareness of habits, what you have been doing, that your body's having to compensate for all of the time, and the choices that you're making that you're unconscious of sometimes. And that in itself can mean that you get into habits that are very unhealthy, but they become crutches, that actually that's what you look forward to. It's the treats, it's the, I'm just going to get through this because I feel this way. And, this is what I do at this time of the day. And you become very unconscious about it. And so therefore those habits over time can mean that your body's compensating until the point of which it's at such dis-ease with itself that it creates a chronic disease. So unfortunately, for women, let's take women as an example, many things that we're doing in our 20s and in our 30s, we can get away with. But it's when you have a big shift in your hormones that you then play catch up with all of those decisions that you've made, which is why for so many women, they find that you can have your best friend who sails through menopause, and that won't be necessarily what she's doing now, but the choices that has been made for many years previously to it. It's also got a lot to do with genetics and hereditary and all sorts of things. There's a big cocktail of things that can, and we're all individual, cause a very uncomfortable menopause. But the beauty is there's certain things that you can do to actually really affect how these symptoms go. And certainly, the stimulus of Lyssa, that will really
disappeared for a second there.
that will really ensure that you're not getting those spikes of the cortisol going on throughout the day. Coffee for a lot of people, it's that thing that wakes you up in the morning, it keeps you going in the afternoon. It's this thing that breaks through the brain fog when you can't think straight. But actually, in the long term, it becomes that crutch that your body can't function with. So we need to clean the cells, and when we do a detox, it's very much about cleaning those cells, creating new patterns within the regeneration of those cells. And I know that, you know, there's been quite a few people that have been on the detox with us in the last couple of weeks. And, you know, everyone has said they went through a period of being really tired. Did you experience a huge amount of tiredness at any time, Lyssa? Did that happen for you too?
I didn't get loads of it. I've had just a tiny weeny bit, but it wasn't so bad for me.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
for a lot of people, when you're tired, that's just your body healing.
Healing and repairing.
Healing and repairing. And when we sleep, that's why quality of sleep is so important, because if you're not sleeping through the night, you're waking up and, you know, if you have got cold sweats, for instance, or hot sweat, whatever they might look like, or you're stressed in any way and your sleep patterns are broken, then you will find that your body will be on that spiral of exhaustion, and it will need those crutches throughout the day, those sugary treats, you know, those cakes, that gluten, the sugars, all of those things are what your body craves, because you're spiking with your blood sugar levels.
And also your body is craving something. A lot of times when the body is craving something, we might think that it's craving sugar. We look at something, oh, I need that, I want that. Your mouth starts watering just thinking about it. But it's actually not those nasty treats that we're craving. It's just those are habits. And we have to remember also that sugar is up to 8 times more addictive than heroin or cocaine, believe it or not. And that's why it's in everything, especially all the bad foods. So if you're craving things, be more aware of the choices that you're making and really be honest with yourself about what you are going to put in your mouth in order to fix that craving. So
what are the things that you have now using to really support your health? What kind of things are you using, Lyssa? I know you use the CBD, we've mentioned that. So how do you use the CBD? You know, it comes from the Maxwell products. We absolutely love them. It's very clean, as we've said. How do you use that in your life?
Right, what I will say is when I used CBD before, when my body was so toxic, I'd get an effect. It was okay, yeah, it helped me quite a lot. But now my body's so much cleaner, the CBD is working so much better. It's almost like it's all coming together. It likes my clean body.
Absolutely.
So my routine for the day is I usually take about 5 drops of CBD in the morning. And then I take 5 drops before I go to bed. The soap I absolutely love anyway. I've been using that a long time. So I use that daily when I shower. And the tea is amazing. That is my go-to drink anyway. And that's always worked for me with tea. But it's working even better now. So I usually, because I haven't been stressed in the daytime or had that chaos going on, which is to do with me being tired because I'm eating too much or eating too much rubbish. I haven't had the need for that in the daytime, but I have it as my nighttime drink. That's my hug in a mug. It's my little bit of relaxation. So, and the massage oil, because I've had such problems with my feet because of my weight, though they're getting better now, I actually rub those on my feet before I go for a walk in the morning. So it really helps. And then I rub it when I come back. I use it on my knees, all kinds. I'm still trying to get through to my partner to give me a shoulder massage, but it's just not happening. It's not on. But so I use that a lot. I use my hands, everything. Yeah, and the omegas. The omegas are amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, they have been working better. So I've been taking those all along. I've been taking those the last year or so, and they were helping my joints. They were helping them quite a bit, but I still had the struggles. But now, since I've been taking them and cleaning up my act, I'm sure people will hear me on this. With bad knees, going downhill is really uncomfortable and painful. And we've got a really big slope to the beach where I am. So literally, I'm walking like little tiny footsteps slowly down the hill. I'm actually striding going down the hill now. And I haven't done that for 5 years.
Amazing.
I can actually get down without that pain that's stopping me going down. So I know my knees are freeing up, and I know all those products together with obviously cleaning everything up is really, really helping.
Yes. And with the omegas, I mean, for people that are not familiar with essential fatty acids, when you're taking omega-3, 6 and 9, it's a blend of oils that are essential to help your cells not become sticky. So it stops your cells from being hard and turgid so that they won't absorb all the other micronutrients that you need. So essential fatty acids are a bit like oiling your machine. So they make sure that everything is soft and healthy and glowing, it from your skin to your hair to your joints. Really, really important. So having a blend of omega oils in your diet on a daily basis is really important. And that will also help you to clean your blood. And we're very much about cleaning the blood, making sure that you have the right vitamins and minerals going in. A lot of people take vitamin and mineral supplements and they're not salated, so that means that they won't absorb properly, that they go in one end out the other and they do nothing in between. And that's compounded if you have a system where your gut floras are not right either. So, Reg and I are very much about, what's going on in your gut will reflect what's going on in your head. And if you're eating sugary foods, starchy foods, gluten foods, and things that are then aggravating your organs, that will aggravate your mind too. So,
And also remember, if your body is toxic or full of stuff and you're taking lots of pills and you keep trying this and trying that and nothing seems to be working, just try to think, how is your body actually able to absorb things? And if you think of your body like a sponge, where when you buy a brand new sponge for the kitchen and you're cleaning up, well, it seems to pick up everything and absorbs everything. But after you've used it for a while and it gets dirtier and dirtier, well, you almost seem like you're just moving the stuff around. The sponge doesn't absorb the stuff anymore. And your body is exactly the same. When we get filled up with stuff, yes, the body is naturally eliminating and detoxing and cleansing all the time. But all you got to do is look at yourself in a mirror or in a picture, and if you look swollen, if you look poofy, if you're taking stuff and it's not helping, if your urine is very dark colored and smelling, well, you're toxic. And instead of looking to buy more stuff, first look to clean. Eliminate your stuff, just like you would with a sponge. You got to clean it out first in order for it to absorb more stuff. And your body's exactly the same. Yes, you need high quality products and supplements to help and encourage and support the body. But first, you got to make sure that the body can actually absorb it and use it. So clean and detox first.
And when we talk about that, it's very much about eating clean food. We always recommend that people, wherever possible, get local produced food, and if possible, have as much fruit and vegetables in your diet. If you're somebody that eats meat or fish, then again, make sure it's from a sustainable source and that there's not routine antibiotics, etc., added to the production process. So eating clean is really important, and we step you through that because I know a lot of people have resistance. They're very much like, oh, I can't live without whatever that might be. And actually, that's the one thing that you first need to get rid of, and then you don't miss it. And I think, Lyssa, like you said, you haven't missed your coffee, although that was a main sort of habit. Would you say it was a habit?
I turned into a total coffee addict, and it had to be fresh coffee all the time. My go-to in the morning, as soon as I wake up, cup of tea, followed immediately by a fresh coffee, and then an hour later I'd have another one. No water, straight on that.
Yeah.
And I must have been only drinking a pint of water a day, I reckon. I was desperate to drink it, but I just couldn't. I just don't know. So it's crazy that I can drink this that much, and it's amazing, and it's made such a difference. Really.
And the energy levels. You keep mentioning about your energy levels, how you're feeling better and stronger and happier about yourself within your own body. If we just look at a picture like this is just 1 pound of fat. 1 pound. Now imagine you have lost, 18 of those now. 18 of those. Could you imagine how difficult that would be to carry 18 of those around in your hands? Yet you carry stuff, and all of us carry around stuff like this all the time in our bodies. Now imagine how much energy that's burning and using and taking away from energy that you could be spending and using in other areas of your life, right? Just by hauling that around in your body. So by eliminating just 1 pound of that, it's amazing. Eliminating 18 pounds of that is life-changing, isn't it?
Well, I'm moving faster now. I was moving so slow before. Everything was an effort. Hanging the washing out, you're like, oh. So I'd have to keep sitting down in between, which is ridiculous.
Sure.
But it's
You
very
know.
relatable, Lisa. I think, a lot of people have become very sedentary.
Yeah.
If people are not having to go to work, i.e. that commute, that walking to work, that whatever that looked like, people are burning less fuel, and that sedentary lifestyle is not good. So, you're obviously a fitness instructor, so, your clients are going to be enjoying a new vigorous energy workout from you.
Wow. But when I go back to work properly, because we haven't been teaching many classes, some of us at the moment. So I'm hoping that by the time we do in September, then, well, not hoping, I know, I know that I can add that extra energy to classes, because
Yes.
I teach quite a lot, and it's just, I just couldn't do it how I used to do it.
Yes, absolutely. But it's very interesting that you're so relatable to what's going on with so many people, and those people that are probably watching this right now are really, they're going, yeah, I actually get that. And what we want to do is for everyone is to say, we're starting another detox program on the 31st of July. And, Lisa's going to be sharing her wisdom and expertise and very supportive role in that, because you're the evidence really that this can work. And I know we've got a few more pictures that we can show you of other people that it's worked for. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It's important that if you're concerned about your health or you're taking medication, we obviously work safely with you and encourage you to work with your practitioner. And we are always, the number one priority for us is your safety, and to make sure that you're healthy. And there's lots of different ways in which you can detox. You can detox by, just cutting out those irritant foods to start with. And then we step you through the process to, in fact, that you can actually do a water fast. And that's something that Reg has been specializing in now for well over 20 years. He's helped many, many people over the globe go through a water fast. And whether that looks like a 24-hour water fast where you are literally just drinking and replacing the electrolytes in your body and handheld through that process, up to a 21-day water fast, which for many people is not right. It's an extreme. Having done that myself, I have to say it's probably the healthiest I've ever felt in my life. It was a very transformative time for me. And the reason I did it, not necessarily was the weight, but it was the inflammation in my body. And that was caused by the high cortisol level. That was caused by huge amounts of stress. That was caused by huge amounts of a change in my life, which was very shocking to my system. So you might find that you're going through huge changes in your life right now. And that shock has made you change as a person, physically, emotionally, that you feel that you need a community and a connection with like-minded people around you. That's exactly what we love to do. We love to get people together and really working together to support on each other so that they get that help and validation to really love on themselves and be the best version of themselves. So, the 31st of July, we're really looking forward to working with as many of you out there that would like to jump on and work with us to really feel amazing.
Yeah, and I was going to say as well, the biggest thing that we want to educate people on is the importance of community and support, and also doing the right program for you. And I think, Lisa, you've kept saying that to us over and over and over and over for the last 3 weeks, right? It's because you've tried this and you've tried that. I mean, you're in your 50s, and you say you've been having these issues your entire life. So
many people I know as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Many
so
people.
And Sue and I as well. I know that we've showed you pictures of what we used to look like as children, and we were, I was the largest kid in school, the fattest kid in school. At 11 years old, I was almost 200 pounds as well. So quite big kids, both Sue and I. So we also understand that. And the key is the people that you surround yourself with, and our environment that Sue and I have created and that you've been experiencing over the last little while. How has that helped you besides just more knowledge? Because we don't want to just give people more knowledge, because there's tons of knowledge, lots of different programs that are available there. What has the community itself done to help you through this process?
I think that's been one of the most important things, and your mentorship and the coaching has made a significant difference. If I just had a list of what to eat, I wouldn't be able to do it. I really wouldn't. It's definitely to do with how I've been coached, sorting my environment out. The camaraderie in the group that we're with at the moment is just amazing. We're all checking up on each other every day. How you feeling? Da da da. Picking each other up when we need to. And I've had years and years of people, other instructors, other people in the industry, always saying it's calorie deficit. You know, it's easy. It's just move more, eat less. What a load of codswallop. It really isn't. It's about this. It's resetting this to be able to do it, really, under mentorship. I'm nearly 52, and this is the best progress I've ever had.
Yeah. And it's about helping you to do the right program for you. Have you found that instead of us telling you this is what you have to do, us rather guiding you to make your own choices and being aware of these different things make a big difference? That nicely brings us into a very a comment that Gillian has made here. Is it safe to drink water only for 21 days? Now, we hear this all the time. Can't you overdrink, or you'll drown if you drink too much, or it's dangerous to do these? Yeah, absolutely, 100%, you're correct. It is dangerous, and that's why we always recommend that people talk to people like us that know what we're doing before just jumping in and doing a program, because it can be dangerous. We hear all the time, and we see effects, and people talking on social media all the time, oh, I tried that, and it got sick. Yeah, because you did it wrong. You didn't do it the right way for you, and that's the key thing. Don't just watch what other people are doing and think it's going to work for you, because 9 times out of 10, it won't. And also, there's a lot of prep in advance, right, Lyssa? You know, we didn't just say, okay, tomorrow morning or this afternoon, you're starting this program. No, we had to talk about it. We had to understand it. We had to get clear on where you were, what your goals were, what you were going through, what you really needed. And then we had to also take into account, you're married, you've got a child, you're working, you're doing this, you're doing that. What lifestyle are you living? So how do we fit what it is that we believe you need to do into the lifestyle that you're actually living, right? That is where the power is, in fitting programs in for you. So yes, Gillian, I hope I'm pronouncing Gillian, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It can be very dangerous to drink water for only 21 days, yes. But when you do it right, it will absolutely be the most powerful thing that you will ever do for yourself in your entire life. I promise you, when you do it right, you'll wonder why you've never been doing it before, and you'll look forward to doing it the next time.
Yeah, doing that on a regular basis. What you also find is that when you come off a water fast, that guidance going back into the choices that you're making with your food. But also, we have a very holistic approach. As we said right at the very beginning, we work with the 10 keys that Reg, is renowned for and has been coaching people all over the world with for many years now. And it's important that you actually use those 10 keys. And his book, Be You, is all about all the different things and how everything affects everything. And it's not just about changing one thing. That won't work. It's about looking at all the areas of one's life and structuring it so that it works forever. Because how many times, Lyssa's mentioned, I've been on this diet, that diet. How many people have been on yo-yo diets for years, and they literally go up and down, and every single time that you go on a diet and you deprive your body of those vital nutrients, when you start eating again, you will always put on more weight. You will always be heavier by in 2-3 months' time. I've seen it a million times. I've been a nutritionist for 29 years or something, and I've seen it time and time again, because your body is in protection mode, and those cortisol levels that we spoke about, that is what's putting you back into fight and flight. So it becomes impossible to stabilize your body.
And if I could just, add into that also, it's the mental state, because fear is a very powerful thing, not only for your mind, but for your body. So if you're doing a program, whatever the program is, or the course, or you're trying something new and you don't feel great about it, You don't buy into it 100%, but you're just trying it because everybody told you it's something that you need to do or something you should try. And you've got this fear going on because you're not really sure what's happening with your body and you're not really comfortable in it. Well, that's 9 times out of 10 why that program is also not working for you, because that fear is creating that cortisone and that protection in your body. But that's what the guidance and the direction is about. So when Sue and I explain exactly what's going on, why your body's going to experience different things to be aware of and why it's happening, well, all of a sudden that fear goes away. And now you're allowing your body to do what it naturally does without the fear and with the understanding.
So Lyssa, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? I mean, obviously for you, you've come on a massive journey in the last 18 days. It's nothing, is it? 18 days and look what you've achieved. So, as you picture yourself now in July 2021, what are your goals now? What are you looking to really achieve in your own health and, life goals really, because you're in a great place?
Well, I was having a chat to my friend yesterday, my friend Charlie, who's a diver, and she goes spearfishing all the time. She's fantastic. And I said, Charlie, I want to get in a wetsuit. I want you to take me spearfishing. That was one goal.
Nice.
I've had a paddleboard for 3 years. Can't even get up. Can't get up. So that's a goal. There's all these different. I've got my 10-year-old beautiful boy. I want to live life with him and do lots of things. And I was not doing enough with him, and I could have been. So I just want it gone. I want all of this gone, and I can see a future with it now. My head's so clear with what I want to do. It's
We're gonna get you a GoPro. So you can strap it on whatever you're doing. We can share your experiences around the world and what you're doing and all your different activities.
I think, Lyssa, you are such an inspiration for so many of us. I'm also, I'm actually much older than you. I'm in my late 50s now, but we are in our power because at the end of the day, we have all of this wisdom and all of this experience, and we're able to really hone in what works for us, what makes us happy, what makes us feel healthy. And if you have that support and guidance and community, and as we always say, surround yourself by like-minded people, life becomes easy because you then know that you're on the right track. And one of the things that we always talk about in Reg's 10 keys is letting go of people that no longer serve you, because we all have people in our life that actually, the minute that they see us making changes, that we're succeeding, that we're doing things differently, that we've come out of our comfort zone, that we're growing either emotionally or we're changing physically, they always want to stop us because they put us in that box. And you jump out of that box and they immediately, start becoming very negative towards you. And I think that that's a huge power for you to realize that actually that person's energy is something that you're also having to protect yourself with unconsciously. And, when we become very conscious, we become very aware, we allow ourselves the freedom to let go. And we belong, it's about flexibility. I'm a big yogi and, I always take things to the mat. I always think about, what things, situations, places, people, what is it that are making me feel that I have to be in that little box. Yeah. And once you've really experienced, wow, I feel much happier, much healthier. I don't need, that person, that place, that situation to happen or reoccur in my life anymore, then you again can move forward in your life. And I think you'll end up spending, more time on your bodyboard, just being very reflective of that as you stand proudly on it in the next.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people ask us, what's the most important thing that I can eliminate from my body or my life when starting a detox? My answer is always the same. People.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the most important thing, because if you are surrounded by people who are making you feel bad about yourself, or they're negative people, or they're judgmental people, well, that's going to put you in a very self-conscious position. And when you start to feel less than, or judged, or negative about yourself, well, then you're going to reach for comfort foods and drugs and alcohol and all kinds of different things that aren't good for you, because we're looking for protection for ourselves. because we don't understand why the negative people are being negative towards us. And the reality is we never will, because we're not in their movie, right? So by eliminating negative people out of our lives, all of a sudden we start feeling better about ourselves.
So, Lyssa, we'd like to say a massive thank you for joining us today, for inspiring so many people. And if you've listened to Lyssa's story today, and if you'd like to be part of her community and what she's growing and achieving, how she's working, and certainly with the products that she's choosing to recommend people to use as well, then do get in touch with
We'll put
Lyssa.
the link for Lyssa's page on the bottom of this video, on the replay for here.
And, we'd really like to thank you, Lyssa, because you inspire us, and we love watching your social media.
Every day I wake up and I look forward to
What's Lyssa doing today?
what's happening on the Truman Show.
So, link up with Lyssa Truman and, find out how you can be supported in her community. And in the next week or so, as I said, on the 31st of July, we're starting another 7-day program for those of you that just want to jump in, try something, see how you feel that transformation in 7 days. Or if you know that you need coaching and support, then we also have a 30-day program, we have a 3-month program, and of course Reg and I will work with you however long that takes until you achieve your goals.
That's the key, is it's not you having to fit into one of our programs. We do have many different types of programs that you may be attracted to, but the key is that we will customize it for you. So get a hold of us and we can help you figure out what is right for you and the right way to do it, and safely.
So from our home to yours, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today, Lyssa. And for everyone that has watched the show today, we really appreciate you jumping back on this with us. We look forward to interviewing some great people.
Yeah, we got some really cool people coming up, don't we?
We have some amazing new science for you to share with you. Our next program is going to be dedicated to immunity, and we're really going to give you some fantastic products and also some advice from an amazing scientist who will be able to show you how you can really support your immunity.
Yeah, especially right now. There's quite an exciting announcement. This scientist, who we're not going to share who his name is at the moment, but has developed something specifically for the times that we are living in. And it is very, very exciting, because it's not just another one of these fad things. This guy is one of these guys that has to have everything perfect, and he's got all the science behind it. He's been approved by the government under all the different regulations and all the different things that need to be done. He's got all the paperwork, he's got all the proof, and he's just released this amazing new substance that will dramatically change many, many lives. So we're going to be sharing that very quickly as well.
So again, from our home to yours, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thanks for sharing, guys.
We
look forward to seeing you
Bye.
on the next show. Bye, Lyssa.